Hey, my name is James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now in this video I want to talk about, is there an exodus of landlords in the market and what does that mean for renters and what does that mean for property investors? So stick around, I'm going to get that covered in this video. Now this channel is all about my investment journey. I'm currently building a portfolio for my two daughters, Georgia, who is 22 now. We started this when she was 21. And my little baby, Emily, who is 2 now as well. They both had their birthdays. So I want to invite you on that journey. There's a lot of interesting stuff that's going to happen in 2023. So take that finger of power, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you don't miss all the content that we make every single day. So landlords, they're having a difficult time, particularly landlords that own properties in their personal name. And I'm going to go into why that is here. Now, it's very easy to hate on landlords, and I'm well expecting the comments to be quite exciting on this one. But what I want you to really understand is not all landlords are bad people. A lot of landlords provide a really good service and great accommodation for people to live in. And so it's a very important thing that we have in the UK because people need to rent property. Now, at the moment, there are tens of thousands of landlords that have quit in 2022 being a landlord. And there's a number of reasons for that. So I'm going to go through all of those. Some of them you will know already. Some of them will be new to you. And I want to go through those and give you the reasons why a lot of landlords are leaving. First is section, not the one you're thinking I'm going to say, section 21. Now, this is about no-fault evictions. So as a landlord, if you needed to get your property back for any reason, you could ask the people to leave and you could send them a notice and they would be able to, they would be required to leave the property. Now, the government is looking to change that and they're going to make it that you can really only evict people if you either want the property back to live in yourself, which is not likely for many landlords, or if the tenant is seriously in rental arrears. Now, this is really, really difficult for landlords because you could have a tenant that just isn't suitable for your property. Maybe they're annoying the other neighbours and there's lots of difficulty in removing them once this actually goes through and comes into place. Now, yeah, you can say, look, if they aren't cooperating and they're loud and annoying on people, there are certain things that you can do, but this is going to make it a lot more difficult to get rid of those problem tenants that you maybe have. Now, for some landlords, that's fine. I've been quite fortunate over the years. I've had pretty good tenants in most of my properties, but from time to time, you will get a bad one. And so if you can't get rid of them, some landlords will just quit because they see that as an extra burden. So that is something that they're really, really concerned of. Now, another thing that's meaning a lot of landlords are leaving at the moment is house prices, right? So we've done a ton of videos on this. No one really knows where we're going on this, but we're going down. We don't know how far we're going to go down in this market. We've had 4 consecutive months now where house prices have dropped, and that is scaring a lot of landlords. They're thinking, well, look, this is near the top of the market now. Why don't I sell, cash out, and just live off the cash and the profits that I've got from that? So that's another consideration. Another thing that we're looking at, so we've got the house prices. That makes a big difference. But actually, the more important is the interest rates. So interest rates hits buy-to-let landlords more than a normal homeowner. I'm a normal owner and a buy-to-let landlord. You see, on my house that I live in, we have a repayment mortgage. So we have a chunk of the monthly payment goes towards paying off the debt, and part of it goes towards the interest. So when the interest rates go up, it's only really a portion of that goes up. And so we don't feel it as bad. We do feel it for sure, and it's not great. But on a buy-to-let, it's all interest. So when the interest rates went from 1% to 4% that you would get as a rate, that means your payments are 4 times more expensive. And a lot of landlords are coming off deals now and they're going to see their payments going up 4 times, 3 times, I don't know, different rates, but they're going to be hit very hard. Even if it doubles, even if it just doubles, that's going to hit them very hard, and maybe they're not able to put the rent up. That's something that might happen as well. And so that is going to make landlords just think, you know what, it's not worth it, and they're going to quit. Right, particularly when we talk about the next one, which is why a lot of landlords are quitting, and that's Section 24, which basically means if you own a property in your personal name, the tax is just absolutely not worth it. You need to invest in a buy-to-let company now. You need to have a limited company when you're running your properties now. If you own them in your personal name, it's really tough to make profit on that. You get taxed so much. And a lot of landlords have just said, you know what, my mortgage payments are going up. I've got the inability soon to be able to get rid of a bad tenant. House prices are going to go down. All of this together is really hitting landlords hard. And that's why a lot of them are leaving the market. As we said, in 2022, tens of thousands of landlords have left. Now, I know in the comments there's going to be certain people that say, great, landlords are bad people, this is really, really bad. But they're actually not understanding that this is bad for tenants as well. The less landlords there are, meaning it's going to be less competitive, and we're already seeing this, not because of the interest rate rises, because of the lack of supply, rents are going to rise. And they're going to keep rising because of interest rates and the lack of supply. That isn't good for tenants. That isn't also good for landlords either, because that means that your tenant is more likely to get into payment issues. Affordability is going to be difficult, and that's not good for the market at all. So rents have gone up at a crazy rate during the pandemic. They're still rising. A lot of people are saying this year they're probably going to go up another 10%. If more landlords leave, this is not good for tenants. It's really, really not good for tenants. Now, other things that they're talking about, which you might think that this will help, might help the tenant, probably not. A rent cap. They're talking about this seriously in London. Sadiq Khan is a massive advocate for rental caps in London because rents in London are out of control. They're so high. That's because there are less landlords now. So what would happen if you capped the rent? What would happen is the landlords would leave. You would maybe have a capped rent, but there would be so little supply, it would be very, very hard to actually get yourself a rental property anyway, right? And that's not going to be really, really difficult. I'm just quite quickly checking what else here that I wrote down in my notes before we finish this one off. So yeah, I mean, those are the main things really. There's a lot of bad, difficult stuff out there in the market for landlords. In fact, this last one I've got on my list here is actually going to be a difficult one as well, and that's the EPCs, and that's the Energy Performance Certificates. And so what they're saying is that in the future, landlords have to have their properties at energy rating C to be able to rent their property. So a lot of them right now are just saying, my property is at an E, it's never going to get there, so I'm going to sell it now before this happens, because it's just not an option. And when the value will clearly drop once that legislation is passed. So look, lots of difficult stuff for landlords at the moment. Can you still be an investor? Can you still make money? Yes, I think this year's 2023, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. There's going to be a lot of discounted properties from people that just need to sell, maybe old landlords. You can buy in a limited company. So then you kind of get rid of this section here, Section 24. The tax is a lot better in a limited company. Look, house prices are going to drop, but we're already seeing big drops in auctions. House prices and auctions are significantly lower than they were at the beginning of last year. So that is opportunity. So there's a lot of opportunity there, but there are a lot of landlords leaving the market, and we need more landlords, right? So people are still going to need to rent properties, probably more so. A lot of first-time buyers have ruled themselves out for the next few months. And so rental properties are going to be in high demand. You need to get yourself some, get invested, and so you can help those people get somewhere nice to rent and make some money along the way. But you need to really make sure that you get educated and find all the ways to make this as tax efficient as you can. But yeah, a lot of landlords are giving up. There is an exodus at the moment. The government will at some point have to do something to support landlords and bring some more back into the market, or they're going to have a bigger housing crisis than they can even imagine. What do you think about all of this? Give me a quick like on this video, guys. Do comment below with your thoughts. Check out all the other content on my channel, including this video right here.